at least said that like she plays in such like she thrives in some unusual situations, or she likes putting you in places that you're not quite used to. That like if you're trying to play too methodically, you're gonna get caught off guard, and then be like completely flustered and caught, and you know, kind of lose control. But we'll see whether or not that happens to Sawtooth. We have the Kragg once again coming out game 1.
It could be that Kragg is, if you can't get past the Kragg, you can go with the Maple, which would make sense. Because I do believe, like, when it comes to secondaries, it takes less brain power to play them compared to your main.
Yeah.
Just with how much effort you have to put in.
And it's also just, like, elkiies does have a good Kragg. Like, the Kragg has results.
I think good's an understatement, because elkiies just showed up when you said that. You had to do Sawtooth like that? Sawtooth was having a good run in the beginning and immediately.
Don't take away my commentator's blessing. You know how rare that is? You say something nice about a player and they do something even nicer.
Then are you a real commentator?
You'll get there one day soon.
Maybe. But I will say, back at the game, Sawtooth not knowing an actual answer for this. They're having a lot of trouble coming back to stage. They can't keep up with the pace, and elkiies just showing what's good. Oh, I was expecting more so just a bear and try to run back on the stage when they can.
Sorry, just the simplicity of run up to rock and throw it at the opponent, and it working.
It's Kragg.
It's beautiful, yeah.
It's a sight to see. Oh, and there we go with the up air.
And I think it broke the rock, too. I didn't even realize the rock had been thrown up there.
Sawtooth is actually in a bit of a limbo mentally, because right now they're too far in their own head. They're not pressing buttons. They're really slowed down on the reaction. They don't know what to do about the situation.
I mean, there we actually had, out of the Umberry, Sawtooth just like tried throwing out jabs, and elkiies just maneuvered around it and won the trade and kept going.
At the end of the day, though, this game might already be said and done with 3-1. Oh my god! Amazing use of the rock.
Wow!
elkiies showing how well she can maneuver with it.
Parker looked in complete disbelief. The game is locked? Wait.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
the game.
it's
the game said, no, that was too bad. We're never letting that go back on screen.
we have been banned from this city.
You were too violent and no respect for Sawtooth that game.
For cruel and excessive rocks. Like, yeah.
Rock throwers, beware when you go to their Neo City.
Yeah.
They are not fans of you. But we do come over to the academy now. You know, when you're banned from the city, you might as well go to college. You ain't got nowhere else to go. It's the second best thing. Smaller campus. The question will be, though, does Sawtooth have an answer for the first game?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to ask you, is like, do you see a rationale behind the Jules Veil pick? I mean, not the Jules Veil pick, the Aether High pick. Yeah, sorry.
I would say the rationale is there's more space, so they have ability to move around. They have plats to land on. They're no longer as vulnerable when it comes down to it. But they also have to remember, elkiies won out Trappy's Kragg PX on stages like this.
Oh my god!
I looked away for 2 seconds.
Perfectly placed down special. Just
commentator's curse hitting them just like that. But I don't think Sawtooth has an answer just yet, only because at the speed at which Sawtooth is playing, it may be comfortable. Maybe never mind. I'm sorry twice. But what I was going to say was that at the speed that they're playing, elkiies can keep up and put so much pressure.
What is this? Oh.
They have to fight a way back. Nice use of up B forcing it, but it's not going to be enough trying to force the down B situation.
Good use of the pillar by Sawtooth to just get away from that whole down special.
Using air dodge to just dodge flower situations. Nice up tilt. With the new patch update, I would say it does give it a nice quality of life to where... I had to keep quiet. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, what, the charge up strong?
I always love to be keep quiet on those situations because you never know when someone's going to walk in.
That's it. elkiies see something different than everybody else. Like,
elkiies playing 4D chess. We're playing 2D checkers. I don't know what else to say.
Like, as we joke about that, like, I'm pretty sure elkiies, like...
Oh my god, amazing user rock showing it one more time. But go on.
Wasn't it in winter semis we saw elkiies just, like, actually pop, like, chompers with a forward strong just, like, from center stage, right? Yeah, like...
Just did it. No warranty. I mean, just like that rock. Just did 40 damage to the Sylvanos. No answer just yet. Go for the height. The camera was so confused.
Look for the double dunk. The stream runner so convinced it was going to come together, and so was I. I was ready to scream right there.
The biggest thing, though, is like that might just give Sawtooth just enough just to get back into this game. Because
a whole extra stock, you don't have to worry about closing?
You know what? Oh. Never mind. I said something too much. That's the third time. Man, Sawtooth can't catch a break. I should talk about him. You know, maybe that will help. I'll start talking about elkies more.
Yeah, I think you help by complimenting elkies.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it's also easy to do because
elkies is amazing.
Very fun to watch.
The way they play this game is something else. The first thing I noticed when I played against them at PX was, why does this work? And my second response was, how are you good? Because, and then I slowly start to realize the more I play the game that elkies, the way she functions doesn't play by meta, something Anti would say earlier.
Yeah.
elkies plays her own version of Rivals, which I have nothing but respect for because it's hard to do. It's hard to go, I want to press my buttons, and I want my buttons to work. But she found a way to make it with her characters, and it's nothing but amazing to see.
It gets you sometimes it's an incredible kill, and sometimes it's a little bit of an SD, right? But most of the time, it's something that just feels psychic, almost.
It feels like she's looking 3 seconds in the future and she knows what she's about to hit. The biggest thing, though, that Sawtooth has throughout the set that we have been noticing is that Sawtooth does freeze up when he does not know what to answer for. And he will not be able to press buttons. Which does happen game 1, where they were just being juggled on the last stock.
I can see what you mean about that being a dangerous proclivity to have against elkies specifically.
Exactly, because with elkie speed, you don't have time to freeze up. You have to play.
And like you're gonna be seeing stuff that's a little bit weird every now and then. You just have to be okay with it.
Nice double parry coming in. Elkie's not giving ground, actually, still holding center stage. Sawtooth sadly could not gain any form of ground on that situation.
Nice parry.
That leads to a purple just right there.
Yep.
If elkies can keep holding center stage the way she's been doing since the beginning, it'll be nothing but amazing for her to hold this match. Nice DI. Somehow tippered.
Yeah, very nice. Having the raw to make the hitbox last a little bit longer. Extension, that's the word I'm looking for.
Exactly. I'm kind of curious, G-Pick, what do you think Sawtooth needs right now? Because the way they're playing doesn't seem like it's it.
I mean, all of that felt like pressure off of a single neutral in hit, right? And I think that's kind of the key. Like, we talk about like the psychic smash attacks in neutral, or like some of the crazy offstage like edge guards that we see elkies go for, or at least unorthodox ones, right? But those aren't factors if she's the one in hit stun, right? Like if you just keep her in the air and away from you, then you don't have to worry about any of that. Which is why like making sure you maintain that advantage position so that she can't go back to neutral, or even worse, advantage where she does just kind of schmicks every now and then.
Exactly. The biggest thing though right now is that Sawtooth, when it comes to punish game, there's a clear difference between these two players. And not putting any shame on Sawtooth's skill, but at the end of the day, the better player wins. Not always, but right now we're seeing a lot more on how elkies is faster at the game. She's more responsive. She can keep up with Sawtooth at times and doesn't freeze up like he does, which is something that's been holding Sawtooth back earlier today. Is the ability, being monotonous and being smart are two good things, but they have the bad luck of, or not the bad luck, but the bad trait of you slow down when you can't keep up mentally.
Sawtooth looks really confident suddenly. Like, suddenly not flustered at all, placing himself where he needs to be, not pressing buttons like crazy, like dashing back and forth through elkies on the previous stock. Like, this is suddenly, Sawtooth had an epiphany. He figured something out.
It's a different Sawtooth.
Just got hit in the head at just the right angle, and now everything's clear.
Man, that rock really did wonders for him. This should start leading to a situation where it's death. Because Elkie's stuck in a situation where she has to respect flowers and try to save her pillar. But the rock doing work, and you know what?
Oh boy. We saw what that rock did on New Julesdale. Once again, not going to be in that same position that Elkies is looking for. Elkies wants that read and punishing off the tech off the pillar. Sawtooth was at, I believe, 140% at the start of Elkie's third stock as Kragg.
And the rock hit him just the right way to get his brain going.
I mean, like, The thing was, like, it was at the end of the second stock, suddenly something clicked in Sawtooth's play, and it's just like, Sawtooth isn't getting hit right now. Like, we're talking about, we had just been talking about how tough this looks, and now suddenly, Sawtooth is fine. He's got it all.
I think the biggest thing, too, about it was that just the way Sawtooth played, that I was talking about earlier, if he keeps freezing up, he's not going to win. But during that situation, he had no time to freeze up. He only had time to play, and we saw everything click place to place to place. The fairs leading them to off stage, leading to up airs, which leads to juggling areas, and just bearing, keeping elkies away just far enough to where she couldn't up air and she couldn't fair you. So as long as he can keep himself from freezing up and constantly focus on the game in front of him, he can put pressure and he can win the game.
Yeah.
Now the question is, can he keep up the momentum, or will he mentally burn out before?
That's something that's so crazy to think, right? Because that's just the first game, right? You need to win 3 to win the set, which means three whole games of just keeping it all together, and like that's assuming that elkies doesn't, of course, just adjust in her own way too, right?
Or swap as well, forcing a complete reset mentally.
Yeah, there's the Maple, there's the Zetter.
She also has a force burn.
Oh, I didn't know she has a force burn.
Yeah, I just don't see her take out too many tournaments. I did see her take it out a couple times at PX, but she does have a force burn.
I can see that being kind of nasty, yeah.
Now the question is, though, with this stage selection, it could be because she wanted more space so she didn't get juggled as hard. The rock did mess with the parry for her.
It also does extend her life just in general, just by being Kragg, right?
Exactly.
And especially because Sylvanos does have a bit of trouble sealing the deal at too high of percents, whereas Kragg doesn't really suffer as much from that. This really large blast on stage ultimately, I think, theoretically gives Kragg better inevitability.
And just as you said that, Sylvanos came in killing off the top with a nice up air.
Can't get them all right.
No, exactly. But the biggest thing right now is that, as we were talking about earlier, it's just a whole different Sawtooth. It's not the same one from earlier that was panicking, the epiphany hit from last game, and now it's staying with them. Because they're at 160, or 152 rather, and they already got elkies to 56 on their second stock. So elkies has to find an answer for this, or she could try mentally resetting and change characters.
Yeah, I think I fully expect if Sawtooth takes this game, that elkies will change characters.
Maple's probably going to come out with this one. Or maybe Zetterburn, because Zetterburn versus Sylvanos is actually very bad for Syl.
That's what I've heard, but I mean, it also just comes down to whatever elkies feeling comfortable with, and historically she tends to feel comfortable with the Maple, right?
Ooh, they overextension with the down tilt, leading to down special hitting. Nice parry coming in.
Oh, this is now Elkie has turned this around. This is
there
now her lead,
oh,
but
no.
she doesn't get the dash forward.
Nice parry! Going off the top of the triple!
Oh, man. AZ rallying around Sawtooth, though. No matter how dire things might look for any of them, they're always there cheering for each other.
Oh, that's always an amazing thing you hear about with Region coming out to play.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, for those that don't know, a SoCal player has not won one of these tournaments yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
only out-of-region players have won these.
I mean, this is only the second one, right?
Yes.
I mean, you made a better comeback last game is what Steven yelled.
Well, to be fair, he can. And,
I mean,
and the big thing about it is that Sawtooth right now is starting to speed up their gameplay again. It's that last second, the adrenaline is kicking in, they're ready to play. Oh, nice parry coming in. They're starting to blend her.
Was Sawtooth trying to parry a rock throw? Or did he know that the rock would be thrown down into a back air approach?
I think they were most likely trying to parry.
Yeah, like... Oh, I think it was looking for the Sawtooth was looking for an edge cancel there, but doesn't get punished.
The big issue right now for elkies, that should be it. I was gonna say the big issue for elkies was that Sawtooth started playing so defensive and wouldn't even approach unless it was a whiff, which is the correct way to